mainly StubHub and Viagogo, you will get turned away at the door. You might get your money back, but the emotional damage will be there forever. But I can't stress this enough, but the main way to know if the tickets are going to work is to make sure that every time you buy from a third party or a site that's not Ticketmaster, you are taking a risk. I am not gatekeeping here. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Nena. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're not new, thanks for coming back. It's been quite a while now since I've been to the Eras Tour. We just passed the 1 year mark from when the Eras Tour officially started in March in Arizona, which is really crazy to think about because I feel like time has just flown by. And the last show that I went to was the last show of the US leg in LA in the beginning of August last year. So it's been a hot minute. And right now we're kind of in another break between Eras shows. At the end of last year, Taylor did her Latin America tour. And then at the beginning of this year, she did her Asia and Australia tour. And now she has a 2-month break in between starting the Europe tour. And I just wanted to chat with you guys who are thinking about going to any of the shows in Europe about some of the things I figured out about tickets, resale. If you still don't have tickets yet, I'm gonna try my best to kind of lead you in the right direction so that you guys can experience the tour. Now, last year I was so blessed to go to the Eras Tour multiple times, and I made a whole video about how I ended up going to that many shows and how I got the tickets and all of that. So if you guys want to watch that video, that link is down below. That is mostly just going to be helpful for US shows because last year after the initial sale, you could buy resale tickets off of StubHub and other ticket sites, and most of the time they were legit. And I did buy resale tickets twice last year, and both times it worked out. I was able to go to the show. But looking forward to this next leg of the tour, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. So I'm gonna try my best to explain it to you guys. So in this video, I'm just gonna be going through the process of buying and securing resale tickets, what I've heard from my international followers, what I've looked up online, what I've seen on Twitter, just kind of like bringing all that information together to give you guys the best shot at getting legit tickets and so that you don't get scammed, because I feel like so many people don't have enough information. They make a emotional rash decision to risk it and buy tickets they're not sure are legit or real or will be accepted, and it's just a sad day when you show up and it doesn't work. So about a month ago, I posted on my Instagram story a question box asking people in the UK for advice about tickets and resale, try to get like more information. And if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I post on my stories pretty much every day, just updates and little things here and there. So if you're not following me, that is the first place I will post updates and stuff about Taylor Swift. But I posted this question box and I got quite a few mixed reviews and mixed messages from people, which led me to do my own research on it and everything. I know that the UK is slightly different from the rest of the Europe shows, so let's get into it. Recently, the UK had laws put in place for third-party resale tickets and buying tickets from secondary sellers that have an uncapped resale system. So that means StubHub, Viagogo, I think it's called, and I think there's one more, but mainly StubHub and Viagogo. And what that means is you can put them on those sites for above face value. And that is something that I think the UK is trying to curb and trying to kind of weed out of the system. And so on Instagram, some people said, yes, I bought some off StubHub and they're legit. Some people said that they got their tickets transferred and it was all good. And then I had a lot more people saying, don't buy from StubHub. It's a scam. They're not going to be accepted. The only legit ticket resellers are Ticketmaster and AXS for the UK shows. That essentially means that Ticketmaster has an official resale where you can sell them for above face value, I believe, but they are legitimate and you are going to get them transferred directly to you. People were saying if you buy from StubHub or Viagogo, you will get turned away at the door. But if you do get turned away at the door, StubHub and Viagogo have these policies where they will 100% refund you if the ticket isn't real or if it's not accepted. And while that is great, you don't want to show up to the show and get turned away at the door after you're all dressed up in your Eras Tour outfit to get turned away at the door. You might get your money back, back, but the emotional damage will be there forever. I saw a few other people saying that they have bought legitimate tickets through an app called Twicket, and I did some research. I downloaded the app, and essentially you can turn on alerts and notifications because there's not always tickets available. So if a ticket becomes available, they will alert you, and usually they sell out within minutes because these tickets are sold at face value and not for a marked up price. Obviously, I have no firsthand experience with this, but I'm just gonna be presenting you guys with all of the options that I've seen work for other people. Every time you buy from a third party or a site that's not Ticketmaster, you are taking a risk. I just want to put that out there because I myself took a risk and bought a resale ticket, and thank God it was real, but you always have to be careful. So moving on to kind of like the whole of Europe, there's a few different policies from country to country. So like I said before, Ticketmaster and AXS are official authorized resale sites. For some of the other countries, Fansale is also an official resale site. I think for these ones, you just kind of have to be checking it constantly for tickets popping up here and there because they're gonna go quickly because they're closer to face value and they're legitimate and people know that that ticket is going to be accepted. And so that's why the tickets go really quickly. So you kind of have to just be like checking constantly. So if a ticket pops up, you can be there to buy it right away. A lot of the information that I have found that seems to be the most legitimate about the resale tickets for this year has come from a Twitter account called Eras Tour Resale. If you're not following them, go do it. They have the most up-to-date information about all of the different countries' policies. They're also posting tickets on their Twitter account to sell to fans from other fans. And so the mission of that Twitter account is basically to just sell tickets at face value in a safe way from fans to other fans to make sure that the people getting the tickets are real fans and they're getting the tickets for face value and not having to pay astronomical prices. And they've instated a new way of selling tickets where they will post the ticket for sale, where they are, how much the seller is asking for it, and then they will post a Google form that you fill out with your name and your email address and your Twitter handle, and they keep that open for like an hour, and then after that they will randomly choose somebody that applied to their Google form as the potential buyer of the tickets. They always say only use PayPal goods and services because that is how you're going to protect yourself, both buyer and seller, to make sure nobody gets scammed in the process and everybody is happy. They recently also posted this beautiful spreadsheet of all the info you kind of need to know. So I'm giving all credit to them for this, but I just wanted to direct you guys to the right place to find your information. And I will link it down below so you guys can take a look at it yourselves. I am not gatekeeping here, but it has the show, the official resale link, when the tickets are going to be resold or if they're already on sale, and also when the tickets are going to be available to transfer, because the reason why these third-party sites are kind of hard to trust right now is because these tickets aren't necessarily transferable yet. There is some tickets where you'll go into your Ticketmaster, like I've had this for other concerts happen to me, like even in the US, where you go and it says ticket will be available 3 days before the show. So you have the tickets, but they're not available to be transferred or scanned or anything until the week of the show. And so that's why it's kind of hard to trust, because if you buy tickets from someone, you have to trust that if you buy them now, 3 days before when your show happens, let's say it's in 3 or 4 months, you have to trust that they're going to transfer you that ticket when it becomes available in their account. And some of these places in Europe are very strict about the name on the ticket, checking IDs, and everything. So I'll go over that. So some shows have this thing called lead booker, and that's basically the person that buys the tickets with their account. The tickets are in their Ticketmaster or AXS official ticket sellers. Most venues will check your ID to make sure the person who bought the tickets is present with the tickets in order to enter the venue. One side note is that Ticketmaster UK no longer requires this lead booker. They will allow for transfer and a name change on the tickets eventually before the show takes place. But according to the info that Eras Tour Resale found, Fansale is the site that requires this lead booker ID check. If any of this information is not correct or you know more information, please leave comments down below to help other people, and I will pin your comment or reply to it to draw attention. But this may change. So again, you just have to stay up to date on the policies and, you know, when the tickets are going to be available for transfer. As far as resale, right now there are a lot of shows that the resale is currently happening, and that is the sites that you just have to be checking every single day to see if new tickets pop up. And those shows that are available for resale right now are Sweden, UK, Ireland, Netherlands, Switzerland, Germany, and Austria. The other official resales happening in the spring, so maybe in the next 2 months, April and May, are going to be Paris and Lyon, so the France shows, Portugal and Spain. The one outlier here is Italy, and they have one date for their resale that is happening on June 29th. The good news is I was afraid that you weren't going to be able to transfer tickets at all for any of the shows this year, but actually it's just a certain time before the show that they're going to allow you to transfer. If you look at the spreadsheet that I've linked below, most of the Europe shows will start allowing transfer and name changes happening next month in April. So that might be the best time to buy tickets so that you can immediately have them transferred to you and just have that peace of mind that you have the tickets and that they were transferred to you. And other shows will allow you to transfer. There's just not an exact date yet. So again, you just kind of have to stay updated with the situation. If you're planning on buying tickets to the Italy shows, it is important to note that you can only transfer the tickets once. You will only be allowed to have one transfer. So that's just something to keep in mind. The last thing I kind of want to talk about is, okay, what if I already bought tickets via StubHub or third-party site? Also, can I still buy tickets from those sites? Doing my own research, I went on to Viagogo and just went on to one of the UK shows, and they have a clear statement at the top saying, resale of tickets is prohibited for this event. Please note your ticket may be invalid for entry to the event. You will be protected by our guarantee if you attempt entry and are refused. That's our promise. So they are promising that if you get turned away from the Eras Tour, they will refund you the amount that you paid for the resale ticket. So it kind of scares me that they have that, because that just makes it seem like, well, if you buy a ticket, it might work, it might not, but at least you'll get your money back. So if you're willing to take that risk, go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to do that, because I would also do that if I was desperate to go the Eras Tour, but it's just something that you really just have to keep in the back of your mind. Also, specifically for the UK, if you're looking at buying resale tickets, I will also link down below the official policies for the ticket resale laws. It was interesting to read through that and get more info about it, kind of like why they put these laws into place and also like the specific details of it all. But the main way to know if the tickets are going to work is to make sure that the ownership is transferred from the buyer to you under your name. That's the most important part. Obviously, on these secondary sites, the tickets are so much more expensive than face value, which sucks, and I feel like that is the reason why all of these precautions are put into place, just to make sure like the real fans are getting the tickets. It's just a bummer, obviously, that you have to go to such lengths to go to the Eras Tour when all of these tickets are available, but people are just trying to make a profit off of it. We all know it's a messed up system, and hopefully in the coming years it changes. And sorry, we just had somebody come over and fix our couch. Back to what I was saying. I hope that this Eras Tour craziness is a lesson for all of these resellers, because I feel like in the UK and Europe, it's probably already made a big impact on how many people are buying third party when they are not sure their tickets are going to be legit. I hope more moves are made soon. But I can't stress this enough. If you are buying tickets from someone on the internet, not through a third party and not through the official resale site, if you're buying off of Twitter, Facebook, or like some other fan-to-fan system of buying tickets, you need to make sure that you are protecting yourself and using PayPal goods and services or something similar so that you don't get scammed, and that if you send someone money and they don't send you the ticket, you can't get that money back. You can try to dispute it with your bank as, fraud, but that's not always going to work. So anyways, just like be careful is what I'm saying. As far as the US shows and the Canada shows, I believe those are probably going to be similar to how it was last summer, where the closer we got to the show, some people were sent pre-sale codes that were on the wait list of the verified Ticketmaster fan pre-sale. So I know that last year one of my friends got off the wait list a week before and was able to buy tickets the week before the concert. So I have a feeling that might happen for the US and the Canada shows. And also in the week leading up to the show, while they're building the stage, they have a better idea of how many seats are in the stadium. Sometimes they will open up a block of seats that are obstructed. Sometimes there's standing room tickets. Sometimes there's more tickets opened up on the floor because the space is bigger than they thought. And so that is another way that you could get last minute tickets to the Eras Tour for the US and the Canada shows. But yeah, that is all the info I have for you guys. I wish you all the best, and I hope you all get to go to the Eras Tour because it is like one of the best concerts I've ever been to. It is the best concert I've ever been to, the best experience of my life. Again, let me know if you guys have any other information. Leave it down below in the comments to help other Swifties get tickets for the concert. I'm so excited for all of you over in Europe finally getting to experience the Eras Tour. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.